heart to our brain, to Islam, to Halwa. Subhanallah. Tarikatuna sohbah fil hayri min jamiyan. This tariqat is based on sohbat, association. You learn from the association to take something to help you to become better. This is the first zikr of this month of Shaban, isn't it? The month of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, that he has said in the Hadith Sharif, Rajab is the month of Allah, Shaban is my month, and Ramadan is the month of my ummah. And the awliyaullah, they are saying, plant in the month of Rajab, give water, cultivate it, let it to grow in the month of Shaban, and take the harvest in the month of Ramadan. Ramadan is not the time for planting. Ramadan is not the time suddenly you're going to cut yourself off from everything and try to worship. It is a time for harvesting. You ever see anyone in the time of harvest and they plant? What are you going to get that time? Foolish Muslims, 21st century Muslims, they have so much knowledge, but the wisdom is completely zero. Real knowledge is zero. Book knowledge they have, but when it comes to putting that knowledge into an experience, into real knowledge, they don't have. This is the month of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. This is the month of Rahmat. Yet we see non-stop the anger of Allah is raining down in this world. Non-stop you see mankind, this ummah in this Akhir Zaman, being a tyrant to each other. From individuals to families to governments. From murids to Muslims to mu'mins. Imams, alims becoming tyrant to each other. Men's and women's being tyrant to each other. This is the time of tyranny. But we see this is supposed to be the month of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. This is supposed to be the month of mercy. That the Prophet ﷺ is a mercy to the universes. But we see from individuals to governments, they are not being merciful. So what happened to this mercy? Are we saying that Holy Prophet ﷺ was withholding his mercy? Impossible. Prophet ﷺ never withholds anything. It's like rain that is coming down. But it's not affecting the ummah, it's not affecting this world. Why? Not because there's no rain, but because we are running to be under the shelter of shaitan, not under the shelter of Rahman. So that Rahmat, it is not reaching to us. And it is showing. It is showing for individuals to governments. There's no Rahmat anymore. There's no mercy. Men's and women's, no mercy to each other. Children and adults, parents, no mercy. Everyone is being selfish, looking out to say what I want. This is what I want. This is what I like. This is what I desire. And you are stopping. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is Sattar. That in this month, which is the month of Rahmat, where there are so many wrong things that is happening 24 hours, still we're getting the air to breathe. Still the sun is shining, still we have enough to keep us alive, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is Sattar. He is covering. What do you think He covers with, if it's not with mercy? The Holy Prophet ﷺ, he is not just a prophet from Allah to us, but he is a prophet from us to Allah. He is a messenger, not only from Allah to us, but he is a messenger bringing what it is that we need to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is Ahl Sunnat Aqidah. And in these times when everything is breaking down, when you don't see Muslims even being merciful to each other, they are seeing groups of people, nations suffering, but mercy is not reaching, because everyone is just running to collect more of the dunya and to say, I have this much. If I give to others, I'm going to have less than. This is kafir thinking. This is unbelievers. This is how they think. And Allah is saying, don't think your charity is going to make you to become poor. Through the mouth of His Holy Prophet ﷺ, teaching us, don't think that when you become charitable, that when you give, you become generous, you are going to be poor. The most generous one is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In His generosity, does He have less? Hasha, astaghfirullah. And if He gives that quality of generosity to His Prophet ﷺ, Nabil Karim, isn't he? That when he gives to his nation, do you think that he's going to have less or he's going to have more? So why is the nation behaving in this most generous month? There is a month of the Prophet ﷺ. Why are individuals and nations of this ummah becoming stingy? Allah, they're reminding us that Allah, He loves that unbeliever who is generous better than a believer who is stingy. Believers are stingy. They don't even smile at each other anymore. They don't give salams from their heart anymore. Wives don't smile at their husbands. Husbands don't smile at their wives. No one is smiling, no one. They're stingy. And the smiling is a charity. No one is giving from their heart anymore. Which is why, even when you have the wealth and the treasures of this whole world, it will not be enough. You will never be satisfied, because you are not giving a shukr and you're not sharing. This is a very important part of our faith, that it is the fourth pillar of our faith. To give zakat. To understand that whatever that we have in this world, it is not because of us, it is because of Allah. It is not because we go to school that we get a good job. So many people go to school, they don't have a good job. It is not because you work that you earn the money. So many people, they work and they don't earn money. And so many, they don't work and they earn money. It is because we have broken our relationship to the one who is Razak, to the one who is the most generous, to the one who is Karim. And we're making the hidden shirk to say, because I'm doing this, I will get this. Our relationship then to our Lord is just like unbelievers, their relationship to the ilahs, to the idols. If I do this, you're going to give me this. If I give you some oranges, you're going to give me some gold. If I sacrifice one sheep for you, you are going to give me so much more gold. So it's give and take. It If I make you happy, you're going to reward me. I'm very scared to make you upset, so let me sacrifice 2 goats. This is our relationship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Jalla wa ala. Doesn't He deserve to be worshipped? Allah deserves to be worshipped. And our charity, our generosity is part of our worship. And this generous month, if we are not practicing the generosity, what do you think we're going to reap? We're going to harvest in the month of Ramadan. Maybe you plant in the month of Rajab, you're doing things, you're doing ibadat. But in this month now, because you're not putting it from your heart, you're not putting generosity, you're not putting charity, you're not putting in kindness, you're not putting in all the good qualities of mercy into it, what do you think will happen to that plant? Instead of giving a good fruit, maybe it gives a bitter fruit. But you still think it is growing. Sometimes it's not even bitter, it's poisonous, because you're giving it poison water. The believer is very careful. The believer must be very careful, because the believer looks to the heart of Allah, and the believer is very careful because the believer loves Allah, and the believer knows that everything he does must make his Lord happy. He doesn't ignore his Lord to say, I'm praying 5 times a day, so who cares? The rest of the 24 hours, 23 hours these days, people are praying really just 2 minutes and they pray finish, and they accuse us of praying fast. They're praying the farz just left and right, and they run from the masjid as if the masjid is filled with shaitans. They're running away to the masjid, into the dunya, especially in this Wahhabi way of praying the Jummah. They're coming last minute, right after the Imam gives salams, and they run out as if the masjid is filled with shaitans, instead of running from shaitan into the house of Allah. So now, we have to be very careful what we're going to give in this month, what we're going to put in this month, because the believer is careful. We say we love the Prophet ﷺ. What relationship do you have with him, especially in this month? What relationship do you have to say, if I do this, my Prophet is going to be upset with me? Let me drink my water this way. If I do that, my Prophet is happy with me. Let me not drink like unbelievers. Let me not think like unbelievers. Let me not speak like unbelievers. Because now the religion just became like that, going up and down, robotic actions. There is no spirit anymore. In this holy month, we're asking Allah to give us more spirit of the love of the Prophet ﷺ to put into our lives, for us to water the plant that we have built, that we have planted in the month of Rajab, to give it the best with good intentions and good actions that is pleasing to our Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that we may be able to harvest what is pleasing to Allah, to our Lord, in the month of Ramadan. May Allah protect us and save us, and keep us away from fitna, keep us away from tests, keep us away from the shaitans and from this dajjalic system, from our hearts and from our surroundings, to make us strong, inshallah Rahman, for the sake of Sultan al-Awliya and Sahib al-Saif. Al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Tamam. You have any